Affordable daycare, it was hard to find in San Diego before the pandemic started. It's only grown more difficult now. Now, San Diego city officials exploring a plan that would actually turn dozens of city buildings into child care facilities. One of those buildings is the downtown San Diego Central Library. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen has more on the plan.
Childcare has become an enormous issue ever since the pandemic started, and now the city may make the San Diego Library, one of the many buildings in the area, a potential childcare center.
It's a big enough problem where we call it a crisis.
The childcare crisis has so many parents scrambling.
A 90% deficit of infant and toddler care across the county. That means that only 10% of families with infants and toddlers were able to find quality, affordable childcare. And so when the pandemic hit, of course, that just exacerbated an issue already in crisis.
To help combat the problem, the city's Economic Development Intergovernmental Relations Committee examined 72 city-owned and operated buildings to be potential child care facilities. This includes 12 office buildings, 18 libraries, and 42 parks and recreation centers.
So it's a great step in the right direction, but we're not quite there yet.
As a mother to a 5-month-old, this nonprofit director can relate, as can San Diego YMCA's vice president, who is also a mother to twins.
It was a challenge. The average cost of childcare in California is around $14,000.
People can't go to work. They can't, be part of our economy if they can't find quality, affordable childcare. And right now, the pandemic has just made that even more difficult. A lot of that has to do with the fact that Omicron is just so prevalent.
Since the pandemic began, more than 500 San Diego childcare facilities had to close, and many never reopened.
A really huge crisis around infant and toddler care in the county. We have a real lack of capacity and licensed capacity to serve infants and toddlers, and that gotten worse during the pandemic as well.
The call to action now is for the city to invest in these facilities and refurbish these buildings so that they are child care ready. They plan to meet next in the spring to discuss more, which is expected to be a lengthy process. Ariana Cohen, CBS 8.
Getting creative to come up with solutions. Ariana, thank you. The sun and warmer temperatures came back today. The big question, will they stick around for your holiday on Monday? Meteorologist Sean Stiles here now with a first look at your microclimate forecast. Sean?
Well, we're going to have kind of a 50-50 day tomorrow, Steve. Much like today, we'll have those clouds streaming over the top of us from that cutoff low, that very pesky low. Today, we warmed to our average, our overnight low because of the cloud cover. Kept the warmth of the day in, so we didn't dip down to 50 degrees. We stayed at 55, so 67, 67. The cloud cover will be persistent because of this area of low pressure, and it's slowly but surely going to chug towards San Diego and Southern California, and with that, we're going to see a chance of some sprinkles. Now, they'll come later in the afternoon and into the early evening and then linger into Tuesday morning. But because the low moving closer towards us, the cloud cover will be more extensive, and that will block the sun from heating the Earth's surface. And so our temperatures will stay cool. We'll see some cooler weather right on into the midweek. The good news is, after we get past midweek and those light showers, we're talking less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. Maybe some spots could see 15/100ths. But after that, we start to warm up by Thursday and Friday as another weak Santa Ana builds in. And I'll tell you about the full moon that's heading our way tomorrow.
All right, Sean, we'll see in a few minutes. A 22-year-old woman stabbed in a Sabre Springs park early this morning has died, and tonight police are still looking for her killer. Happened around 2:30 at South Creek Park just off Springbrook Drive. Investigators say the woman arrived at the park with friends and walked over to another group that was already there. For still unknown reasons, she was stabbed. The suspect drove away in a dark car. At this point, no description of him. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria sounded off today on the sanitation strike stalemate that has now gone on for almost a month. The mayor says the negotiations between Republic Services and the union have been sporadic and have lacked a sense of urgency in ending the strike. And he says the worsening garbage is now a crisis.
We can't get to a conclusion on this strike if folks aren't negotiating in good faith, and these folks should stay at the table until they walk out hand in hand with an agreement that can be supported. This is ridiculous. It has gone on far too long, and absent a resolution in the next day or so, the city will start taking more extreme legal measures to hold Republic Services accountable.
All right, so you heard him there. The mayor has now given Republic until Monday to reach a solution or else risk losing his franchise agreement with the city. This morning, the company and union leaders sat down at the table again. We have not received any updates, though, if there's been progress on those talks.